Let's take a quick overview of the interface for Meld. So starting on the left here, we get the two engines, engine A and engine B. Each engine comes with a variety of different synthesis techniques. So you can just click on these arrow buttons to swap out the synthesis engine. You can also click over here to select it from a drop-down list. We get very simple controls for each engine. So just two knobs. You can see here for this sub engine, we're getting a tone and aux control. Whereas for this square fifth, we get this fifth amount and pulse width control. So depending on the engine, the two knobs will change, but you always only get two controls. Moving on to the right here, we have the modulation section for both engines, engine A and engine B. And as you can see, they're identical, just color-coded differently. Firstly, we have envelopes here. So there are two envelopes, an amp envelope and a modulation envelope. We get LFOs. On first glance, it may seem like we have three LFOs here, but what we have is an LFO1, an affected version of LFO1, and then LFO2. I will explain how this affected version of LFO1 works, but let's move along and check out the rest of the interface. There's a mod matrix here to make assignments for LFOs envelopes. There's a MIDI section as well for any MIDI assignments, like setting your MIDI pitch bend range. And there's also a MPE section here for any MPE assignments. And again, keep in mind, this is for each engine. So I can have an MPE assignment for engine A, and for engine B, not have that, or have a different MPE assignment. Next, we have the setting tabs for setting the scale awareness controls, as well as some glide portamento controls. We'll come back to this, kind of fun features here. Over here, we have the filter section. Again, two independent filters for the two engines. We can click on this drop-down list to select from all these different filter types. On the right here, we have the main amp section, level control, panning, and overall tonal shaping control here. And then finally, on this far right end, we have global settings like overall polyphony, stereo spread, drive, volume, so on. Now, in Ableton Live, most controls are squeezed into this little area over here. You can tab across and access different features. But thankfully, in Meld, we can click over here to open up the modulation matrix. So we have this nice large modulation matrix over here. Looks very empty because it's a default preset, but as you make more complex modulation assignments, it can be helpful to have this visible. We're looking at B here, but I can click on A, and we're now looking at the modulation assignments for engine A. All right, so that's a quick look at the interface for Meld.